It is the Riot Podcast, Tuesday, May 16th edition. And Nikki, you just want to get your announcements done here?
Oh, sure. You want me to?
Yeah.
All right. So you shouldn't put your voice high.
You guys make it sound so happy.
I know.
Nikki, would you like to say your big announcement?
Even Eric laughed so hard when you were teasing the day
I said that yesterday, too.
He was like, he made it sound like a contest was
Tune
coming.
in for tomorrow. Big show. We got a big announcement coming.
How could I tease a big announcement that wouldn't scare everybody?
I know. You actually did just fine, but I got a really good laugh at that. But we have announced, if you go to RadioU.com/Nikki, I get my own page. Or if you go to RadioU Official on Instagram or our RadioU Facebook page, even our RadioU Riot show page is there. But I have announced that this Friday will be my last full Riot show. I've been diagnosed with a very rare and stupid disease, and I need to stop talking. That just seems to be the most major thing that my doctors are telling me. I'll be moving to Florida, where I'm closer to my specialist and closer to the ocean. I just have a better climate, but I am not leaving Radio U. Thankfully, I can still be a part of the behind-the-scenes stuff that I've always done with Radio U, and I will be back to fill in for special podcasts and special shows. So I will not be gone forever. I just can't daily do the podcast, which the podcast is a section of a big Riot show that we do.
Mm-hmm. This is not, you might be able to tell maybe by the tone that this is not the first time we've now had to do this.
I'm better now.
And we've known for a little bit, but it's also been helpful to see, I think, all of the support now that again, this has been out by the time that we're recording this, is so many people chiming in on all the socials and in the text at 8772 Radio U.
It's been hard because everybody's been messaging me in between when we did the show today. So I would just start crying, not when we're on air, but just because I'm reading someone's very sweet message. So I love so much of our Riot listeners and our podcast listeners. You guys really do mean the world to me. So I know, though, it's the right time, and I am so glad that I have Hudson and Isaiah to leave the show with. And I'll still, like I said, be a part of things, just not every day.
Yeah, it's it's tough because obviously it's very sad that you're leaving, but also I'm excited for like you going to Florida and everything.
Be in Florida.
You're gonna be like, hey, would relax a little bit.
I know.
In the mornings,
nice.
at least, you just sleep in.
Yeah.
But it's just safer for me to be in a better climate, and just my body needs a break. This is tough, so that I'll get.
Other than that, we do have a podcast.
We do. There is other stuff in this show. And so my last podcast will be Friday, like the official, like all that. So.
Yeah. And did we mention if you need to, you can check out RadioU.com/Nikki, and that's where everything is posted there.
Yep,
so
full
you
story
can,
there.
Refer back to that if you have further questions.
If you have any questions or just want to say hi, because again, I'm still always going to be here. But you're right. We do have a full podcast as well.
Yeah, we talked about pet names. It's hard to transition off of that.
Yeah, right. Hard left turn.
Yes, we talked about pet names, and
you did great.
If we have any embarrassing ones that we call our partners.
We talked about some that we've had, and
well, you
some
need to
people texted
clarify.
in.
This isn't names for your pets.
Yeah,
this is
that
pet names that you have for your special someone that you call each other.
But have you guys ever heard secondhand, like, a couple that had a real tough one?
A real doozy?
Yeah.
Not too much. I think people try to keep them quiet.
Oh, that's weird, because I know one couple that the husband called the wife Pookie.
Pookie?
Yeah.
Oh, that feels like
Who is that?
From a show. Who's
Do
that?
we know? Is there someone here?
No.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was like Nikki.
It's Michael, our boss.
Yes.
No, yeah. No, it's nobody here.
I have a really close friend of mine. He has a new girlfriend, right? They've been dating for like 3 months or so.
Ooh, a nickname already?
And they're like,
Oh,
love.
that's prime nickname
They
time.
like love bomb each other like crazy. Like they hang out like every day. And they like, when we're around, they'll do like baby talk to each other.
Yeah.
In front of us. And it's like the cringiest thing ever.
Dude, what's their
He was
nicknames?
Like, well, I don't know like what their nicknames. They have like real weird nicknames. But he was like, hey, one of them's Lily, but he calls her Lil whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, can you like refill my Wawa? And I'm like, whoa. Take it away. I'm like, that's
Sometimes when you're in that part of the dating thing, everything becomes a nickname just because you do baby talk all the words. So you're like, smushy wooshy.
I'm like, we're right
trying
here.
to make it normal.
I'm like, I'm
It's
staying.
not
Like all of our
normal.
friends are here. He said that, and then we all just looked at him and we were like, What's wrong with you?
It's so crazy because
Who are you?
3 months in, that's one thing. Can you
Yeah.
imagine they're still doing that? Like they're married 8 years from now
That's
Oh,
crazy.
gosh.
Well,
and
hopefully,
no kids.
Yeah, exactly. Like the baby
Wah,
talk
wah.
is just like, it's wild.
hopefully Wawa doesn't stick since it's water.
Yeah.
But that's
Yes.
all right.
You don't do any of that, Hudson, when you're around the house?
No, I do not. But but my memory was jogged of the nickname for my first girlfriend. That was Goober.
Goober?
Goober.
I can
Goober
so
slash
totally see you calling someone
Gooby,
Goober.
And it was totally based off of SpongeBob.
Okay. Did she
Goober.
like it?
She loved that.
She loved it. All
Yeah.
right. She loved the bad boy nickname.
One of us was Goober and the other was Gooby, but I don't know who was
You
who
were
at this
Gooby,
point.
weren't you? Oh, gosh. Gooby. I like that. Goob. Maybe we'll just start calling you that on the show.
You get in line, squab.
Yeah, I know. That was a ridiculous
That's coming
nickname.
up soon.
I've got a bunch of ridiculous names.
Well, we'll let you add yours to this. Make sure you text at 877-2-RADIO-U and enjoy the podcast today. We won't give you any much more longer of it. Intro yesterday's was super long. So
All right.
have a good
Catch you
day.
next
time.
Bye
Guys.
bye.
Your For You page would be a lot more fun if it had Hudson, Nikki, and Isaiah. Follow at Radio U Official on TikTok. The Riot. Radio U.
It brings me no pleasure to share this with you, but if you're watching a lot of YouTube, it turns out it might be making you depressed.
Just like YouTube in general, or are we talking certain styles of shows?
I think it's particularly certain styles, but I'll start with the top line here of this study that was done in Australia at Griffith University. It was actually done by their Institute for Suicide Research and Prevention. They found that more frequent habitual YouTube users tend to exhibit higher levels of loneliness, anxiety, and depression. But what they really specifically tied it to was certain types of channels that you might watch tied to certain mental health issues that you may already experience. For example, people who have social anxiety, oftentimes you can turn to YouTube, right? And that's a way of, you don't want to go out. You're not comfortable going
Yeah.
out in face-to-face interaction. And so YouTube can be a substitute for that.
So like, say, when eating shows were really popular, it was a lot of people who did not want to go out and just be around people.
Yeah.
So they would instead sit there and watch someone else eat and eat along with them to feel like they were out.
Right.
When really they weren't.
Yes, exactly. And so what they found in this study was that can actually be detrimental, because even if you do suffer from social anxiety, as an example, that the YouTube is not a suitable substitute, like across the board, for being able to actually go out and have some kind of face-to-face interaction. They said it's particularly harmful if you're under the age of 29, and there is some certain exceptions. I guess they found some channels that they don't denote here that actually can be helpful, but that is few and far between, and of course some neutral instances as well. But by and large, if you are finding yourself habitually just on YouTube and that is like your interaction with people,
It's not the same.
It's not the same. It's not enough. And it's actually detrimental to your mental health.
It's kind of an interesting study. They say they were just trying to figure out the positives and negatives for mental health implications associated with YouTube, since it is obviously the biggest platform. But maybe you start off, like maybe if you go out, you bring a YouTube video and watch it while you're out.
Oh.
Like you're just taking baby steps towards just being out and about, doing more in public. But you could just sit at a coffee shop, watch a video while you're there, but at least you're out for a little bit.
Maybe somebody will come talk to you about it.
I know, like
you
that
could
could
strike up a
work.
friendship.
And then you put the video away and you talk to them in person.
If you do have anxiety, that sounds particularly horrible.
Doesn't it sound awful?
Yeah.
But-
hey, what you watching?
Maybe someone's coming up to you, you're like, oh my gosh.
Oh, just this thing about how I'm depressed.
You want to come watch?
Yeah.
But you got to start somewhere, so maybe there's the place.
That's a start. I also recommend, just for anything, sometimes we try to find substitutes and we don't even realize for the real thing. And so you got to start with the real thing. Start with Jesus. Start with God. Let him direct you to the directions you need to go, the avenues that will work for you, because everybody's different. You want to know more? Start talking to him. Check out RadioU.com/free gift as well.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
I'm calling it right now. This summer, is the summer of Barbie.
Well, because of the movie.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's going to be huge and it's going to be great. And I'm very excited. And in honor of the summer of Barbie, you now could go get your Barbie on at the new Malibu Barbie Cafe in New York City. It opens tomorrow.
Oh, so it's kind of like is it a pop-up to promote the movie?
Yeah, I was disappointed by that because I'm not going to go to New York City between now and September. But if it was just there forever, maybe one day I would actually go.
So if it looks correct, July 21st is when the Barbie movie comes out. I know you two are waiting on that.
Uh-huh.
Can't wait. You're excited.
Yes. Oh, it's gonna be a beautiful day, and we're all gonna go and party. But if you want to go to the Malibu Barbie Cafe, listen. Not only can you eat there, but you can Instagram there.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the pictures. Look at the design. You could build a sandcastle in a real life sand pit in a cafe.
Ooh.
You could also.
That sounds awful, Hudson.
Why does that sound bad?
Who likes sand?
No one.
No one does.
I hate sand.
I mean, it's gonna be in your drinks.
But for the pictures.
I don't even know if I would do unless I'm at the beach. I'm not doing it.
Okay, what about you could get into the life-sized Malibu Barbie box for an Instagram shot?
So are we going to take photos or is there actual food?
Why not both?
Why not both? Okay.
There is food though. The menu comes from MasterChef semifinalist Becky Brown.
Wow.
Okay, and she drew on her experience as a photographer and a mother to create the menu. So
and a mother.
yeah, she's a mother and a photographer and a chef. She's got all the bases covered.
They want to
okay?
make sure
Trust
they said
her.
that the stuff is approachable and fun for everyone. This company that's putting it on did the similar pop-up for the Golden Girls. Mm-hmm. So it's the same company that put that on that's doing the Barbie one in order to celebrate the Barbie movie.
All right, let's get down to business.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the food. How about the Live Your Dream grilled cheese? It's toasted sourdough, fig jam, Gouda, and Gruyere, and a Golden Coast cauliflower bowl. Get it? With curry spiced cauliflower.
I don't know
Do
if
either of those sound good to you?
Didn't she just say it's like approachable food?
The grilled cheese doesn't sound good?
Yeah, grilled cheese
What,
does.
is
That's
there
not
like a
just
more
grilled cheese.
controversial thing on the menu than a grilled cheese?
You don't want fig jam?
You can't really mess up a grilled
they
cheese.
have okay, maybe you guys would like the kids grilled cheese. It's just American cheese Gouda.
Is there another option?
Then grilled
Is it
cheese.
just grilled cheese?
And the spicy cauliflower bowl that doesn't
that's
appeal
more
to you.
grown up.
That's all
I
they've
thought that would
got.
be for you.
There's Pacific Paradise rainbow pancakes with honey butter, maple syrup, and whipped cream.
Now
We'll
that
stick with
sounds
that.
sounds a little bit more
There we
We'll do
go.
that.
Barbie.
That's also from the kids menu.
Or do you want the beets with a beet coconut puree and hummus with cucumbers, tomatoes, mint, basil, lemon, fennel, pollen, hemp seeds, and flowers?
This
Now, that
place
doesn't sound
stinks.
good to me.
That sounds expensive.
Sounds expensive,
probably
and the place
is.
looks super tacky too. Like all the decorations look super
shh.
tacky.
I think it looks
That's not
good.
tacky.
What are you
That's-
talking about? Look at the wave. Look at the
Listen,
wave.
That's Barbie, all right? You just don't understand that's
Yeah.
the
It
style.
It looks like it's made of like cardboard.
It
Probably is.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to hear about this place.
It looks great. It looks like a lot of fun.
I don't want to go to a place that's designed in cardboard.
I think me and Nene are going to go.
You guys will
because
have fun.
He wants to go see Barbie with me, and so I think we're going to do it.
So tickets, you have to have reservations. Tickets are required. $22 to $30 for kids, $39 to $49 for adults, depending on the time that you go in.
It is making it harder
Scam.
and harder. Harder and
And-
harder.
I don't even want to share with you how much the food is.
I don't want to know. I don't think I do. All right, fine. I won't go. You talked me
Yeah,
out
I think
of it.
you should go.
That's something I was excited about, and you guys ruined it.
Oh, I wasn't excited about the hummus till they show the picture. It is pink.
Well, it's Barbie.
And that's where the beets come in. That's why.
That's where the $49
Of
comes in
course.
Yeah,
too. All that
no
pink.
thank you.
Hudson and Isaiah seem like they know a lot about sports, yet somehow it's Nikki that always gets it right. The Riot, Radio U.
I've got a story here that, I mean, it's pretty quick and to the point. A drunk driver was stopped in Colorado.
Yeah.
When he was stopped, he tried to switch places with his dog.
Oh, like they would think the dog was driving?
Apparently.
Oh.
This
the
is
old switcheroo.
The old switcheroo.
That's not uncommon with drunk drivers to try to switch with like a passenger in there.
Yeah.
But I guess you wouldn't think the dog
with
would
the
be
dog
blamed.
is a little different. This guy was allegedly, of course, this is all alleged, but this is Saturday night. He was caught going 52 miles an hour in a 30 mile an hour zone. So, of course, when the police saw that, they pulled him over. As one of the officers approached the vehicle, you could see the man switch places
With the dog.
in the passenger seat, trying to make it look like the dog was driving all along. And you just have to wonder what was the end game.
To try to get the dog to be blamed for.
Oh,
so then he's not driving while intoxicated.
Yeah, but is allowing your dog to drive?
I also think that's just as bad.
I think that's less of a fine, right?
Probably.
What's more of a crime? Drunk driving or
Letting your dog drive?
Yeah.
So he got out of the passenger side vehicle, claimed he was not driving.
Of
so
course.
went
Yeah.
full on into the lie. I am trying to figure out what type of dog it was. I picture like a golden retriever or a lab, something really happy.
I was thinking a smaller one because what kind of dog could you quickly switch places with
Oh, true.
without getting out of the vehicle?
Yeah,
it's probably
you're
like
right.
a French bulldog.
Something
we'll
like
say.
that. So he is charged with driving under the influence of alcohol, drugs. They're not sure. They're still trying to figure it out. Driving impaired. He was also driving under suspension, speeding, and resisting arrest.
Wow. Don't give this guy a car. Clearly, he can't be trusted. But maybe he thought the police officer pulls up, sees a dog driving, and would just be so impressed by that.
That he wouldn't arrest
That he would just
the
let
guy.
him go. It's like, I can't, technically the same laws of the road don't even apply to dogs, so you can go as fast as you want.
I also want to know what happened to the dog. Like, do
That's
they take
right.
him
Oh,
in?
they take the dog for
Do they-
sure.
Like, where does he go? Does he go to the pound until someone can get him? Or
Probably.
I think based off of watching live
Go ahead
police
and tell them
shows-
about your experiences,
Yeah.
Hudson. What happens?
They
Where does the fear
What have you
go?
It's not very exciting, but I think they probably just call, like, do you have somebody you can call to come get the dog?
oh,
So
then they have to call your mom.
hopefully he has a friend, but if not, then that dog might have, might wind up at a shelter and needs a new home now. I don't know.
Oh, well, I don't know if he was a great doggy dad to begin with. To
Oh,
blame him for
clearly
that.
not.
So
I
don't
just this is
think
such a
so.
bad idea. Like, why would that be your excuse? Like switching seats with the dog? That seems like a terrible one. He panicked for
He
sure.
panicked.
You know what? I think anything feels better than getting caught drunk driving. So
Yeah, he should have said the dog was in his way. He should have had the dog in his lap and been like, I don't know, officer, I didn't mean to be
Yeah,
driving so crazy.
I have an emergency
My
with the dog.
dog, he just peed all over me, and I was freaking out while driving. But clearly, not a good choice to hold switcheroo.
oh yeah.
Find more Riot content online. riot.radiou.com.
Okay. We frequently complain about having to actually come into work, right?
Of course.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
There's so many. We are in a difficult position where we have to actually be here for the show. It wouldn't be the same if we did it remotely over Zoom or whatever. But the rest of the day, I feel like we could. The argument could be made. But what? So here's my question: what are some things that would encourage us to work in an office environment?
In an office environment?
Yeah, that would make it more attractive than the thought of just doing everything from home.
I always was jealous of places that have like a cafeteria for you, especially the super like tech ones where it's all free food.
Yeah.
You get like a free workout club, like
Yeah.
free laundry, you get all that free stuff because they just want you to be stuck at work.
A
Yeah.
gym.
A
Some
gym,
places have a
yeah.
gym.
Yep. And I think things like that would make it really worthwhile to go into work.
Okay.
Like if your food was always there and you could just go eat whatever.
yeah.
Ample
That'd be
snacks.
amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I feel like for those things, we might quickly take them for granted, though, don't you think?
I also agree.
Like I'm looking at, I've got this survey here of the top things that just people in general say would make them want to work in an office more than work from home. The top thing was free drinks,
Free drinks?
beverages.
Yeah.
Which again, the first couple weeks where you're just free coffee whenever I want, like free Starbucks whenever I want, that'd be great. after like 3 weeks, you'd probably be over it. I mean, you'd still go get it.
I don't know about that.
But that wouldn't feel like a perk anymore. You'd just be
I don't
like,
know, it would.
I'd still
No.
rather work from home.
Hudson, you would still be so addicted to whatever you were drinking
You'd be so
during
happy.
those days that I think it would take a while for you to not be happy with the free drinks.
I'm still pretty happy with the free coffee here every morning.
Yeah, I know.
I get pretty pumped up for that.
But you still would rather be at home, wouldn't you?
I mean, yeah, but this isn't my ample thing. Like, I wouldn't, if I could choose what my top thing is to bring me in here, it wouldn't be coffee.
If you
either.
were supplied endless amounts of Alani Nu.
Ooh, that would be more ample for me.
We can't
I would
afford
love
that.
Come
No,
on.
no, we can't
But
afford
see,
that.
and then but even if you had that, I bet you'd rather be working from home.
What about, but I'm saying if we did the snack thing, like the Nikki cafeteria snack thing,
Yeah.
we're like, we had a chef here.
What if you went through
I
and
would wanna come
there
in.
was a hot breakfast?
If there was hot breakfast that I didn't have to make myself, I would be psyched up.
like
I'd
you
be
went
so happy.
and you had the waffle machine and it made a RadioU waffle.
Oh,
you had an
yeah.
omelet bar.
Maybe there's some fresh
Like
bacon
we're at a
cooking.
hotel. It
Yeah,
sounds
like it's a hotel breakfast.
Well, if you're
but
trying to
it's
get me to
here.
come in here, we
Yeah.
got to have some stuff going on.
I mean, that's all sounds nice. It sounds pretty nice.
Doesn't it sound
But
good?
doesn't it sound so nice to work from home?
It does.
Stop. You have to come in.
You can also have omelets at home.
You could, but what about, like, we haven't taken into consideration having omelets with your friends.
Aw. So they say that their survey says it takes about, out of 2,000 people, beverages are the best purchase that a place can do to make people happier with coming into work.
Really?
So buying drinks seems to be the best thing. Set up
That's-
a barista, that sort of
That's
approach is
surprising.
better.
Even like a free soda fountain
Mm-hmm.
would be, if we had a Coke
Oh.
Freestyle, I know that idea has been kicked around for years.
Really, has it? I've never heard that idea.
It's been kicked around and kicked down the stairs and into the basement.
Kicked
And
on
out
Hudson
of
just
this
keeps
building.
on throwing it back up.
Yeah, right. But the other things that we're all near the top of the list is more required breaks.
Yeah.
Which to me that sounds horrible because a break is where you have to be at work but not work. But if I'm not working, I'd rather not be at work.
Yeah.
So
You'd rather get your work done and then leave early.
They've had to force me here to take a lunch break because I was skipping lunch so that I could leave faster.
Sure.
So,
And that's crazy. They've been telling me I've been taking too many breaks. Isaiah, you need to get out of the kitchen. Every time I walk in here, you are in here.
You make a full breakfast after the show.
Well, you know what? That's my morning break.
You don't get a morning break. There is no such thing.
I've already taken it.
Well, I guess if you just maybe took your food break down to a drink break, that's all
Yes.
you're allowed.
well, there's all these. It sounds like Isaiah would be very easy to win over if we want him to keep coming into work. And
It'd be harder for
me, it's impossible. I'd just rather be at home.
Hot coffee is the most at 66% most popular. Iced coffee 47%. Water, wow, thank you, 45%. And flavored water comes in at 30%. Give me some sparkling water.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
You know, it's that time of year where the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue comes out.
And don't they do several covers? Or
They
is
do.
this the only one?
Yeah, no, they do. This year it looks like they're doing 4. And I don't know. I mean, I know why. I don't think it's fair. But I do think that it is impressive that Martha Stewart is becoming the oldest person ever to be on a Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue cover.
So she's one of the covers?
She's one of the 4 covers. She's 81 years old.
It's not fair, though.
And she is on the cover.
I think it's hard because when you look a lot of times at covers anyways, a lot of, liberty is taken with the final product. But she looks great. Like the photo looks great, but when the day is over, she is not looking like that.
Probably not, but
Nikki, can you just hype up other women, all right?
Right? Well, like, how can we now look at the 81-year-old and be like, man, I don't even look that good?
Who are the other ones? Who's your competition?
Megan Fox is one of them, and then it's
Some stiff competition.
Not for me.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
I feel like at this
Which
point,
cover do I want? Megan Fox or Martha Stewart?
Why not both?
I feel feel like they're giving out covers to different things to try to just get as much support for the covers in general.
Yeah.
But again, she looks great, but I mean, I don't know if she's looking like that all the time.
Also, I think it can definitely be said
How
that
can an 81-year-old look like that?
well, you take care of yourself.
Is that it?
That's what it is. And this is something, Nikki, I want to let you know that I think if you were given the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue cover, you know about it ahead of time. She knew about, so she had plenty of time to get in shape.
Oh, sure.
And then
Makeup's important.
They're not going to let her
look.
look bad on the cover. So you probably you would look 10 times better than you do right now if you got the Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover as well. So, they pumped her up. She's got to look good for it.
It looks nice.
Yeah. So, I think it's empowering. I think it goes to show that any woman can be beautiful at any age when they are able to be photoshopped and also
See, that's the problem. But again,
have access to the best, dietitians and personal trainers,
stylists. I think stylists are very important.
doctors, plastic surgeons.
Yeah.
It's empowering.
It's not fair, but it's not like every other person on the cover wasn't also using that same stuff. So it's just how it is with covers.
That's how it is. So congratulations. I don't want to look down upon this at all. I think that it's a big accomplishment. And so good for her.
So Martha Stewart is one of the 4 for the swimsuit edition, the covers that have been announced. And she is the oldest cover model at 81 years old.
Glad something finally goes her way.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Well, this is one way to smuggle cocaine. Actually, I think this is a brilliant way. If I was going to smuggle cocaine, this is how I would do it, with a fake pregnant belly.
Don't you think people? Well, I guess you shouldn't say anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So no one would even ask you.
Never question anyone if they're pregnant. You just don't do it. But see, it all went wrong for this couple in South Carolina where they were pulled over. The man of the couple was driving erratically.
Yeah.
And so that is, weaving through lanes, stuff like that. So that led to them being pulled over. But obviously, nobody at that time knows, they've got cocaine hidden. But after they get pulled over, when being questioned, the guy just volunteers that, by the way, my wife is pregnant. Well, that's a weird thing to bring up, isn't it?
Well, I think he's probably, worried.
Yeah, clearly he's nervous.
And he's
Way to point that out.
Yeah, he's trying, but
just play it cool, man.
To him, he thought he was.
Your first time?
Clearly his first time trying to do anything illegal.
The problem is that now eventually him and his wife are being, both being questioned. And actually, I don't know if it's his wife, but him and the lady are being questioned, and they're giving conflicting due dates.
Oh, the story.
They shouldn't even have brought it up in the first place. What a couple of terrible thieves.
Yeah, exactly. What were they doing? So that was what started to lead the police officer to question the situation in the first place. And this is great. Mitch, the guy, fled from the officers as they began to get more suspicious of the conflicting story. And so he took off running. The guy did once they got him out of the vehicle. And that was the lady. The lady ran off running, and she's wearing that fake pregnant belly. And you run the fake pregnant belly with the drugs inside, and they fall out.
Oh, they fell out?
Yeah.
So that's how they caught her?
So the jig was up at that point.
Oh, they say there was also marijuana.
Well, that's the least of their worries.
1,500 grams of cocaine. And they say it's not every day they see stuff like that. I would just love, this is why I like watching the cop clips, the body cam footage and stuff. Because, I would just start laughing. I don't know if I could handle this.
Yeah. You almost want to just let them go just because it's so comical.
Well, at this point, though, they did do a lot.
Thanks for the laughs. Be on your way. Don't do this again.
So they said they just gave different information about their destination, the due date, all that stuff. And they realized she was not pregnant and there's cocaine in there.
Isn't that crime 101?
Don't give too much information away.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't volunteer information that you're not required to. And get your story straight.
Well, I maybe assumed they would not be pulled over because it's not uncommon. Like, again, when you watch like the airport shows, people are getting pulled over and they have like a boot on or like a sling and stuff, and they hide the drugs in there. So maybe they thought by just bringing up the pregnancy, like, wow, they gave information. She's pregnant. It must be real. I don't know.
I think that their new move should be just not running behind.
Yeah.
Because then you wouldn't have got pulled over if you weren't driving like an idiot. Like, had you been on time, then you would think, if you have this whole heist, you think you'd be running on time. That way you don't have to speed.
He also almost hit a semi-truck, so they say that's really what got them pulled over because they almost collided with that.
Yeah, just and another thing, play it cool, drive normally if you've got contraband in the vehicle. Yeah, seeing people just fail at crime like this really makes me want to get in the biz and show them how it's done.
You could do better?
Way better than this.
Yeah, the bar is low here. I think I could do better than getting caught with cocaine in a fake pregnant belly.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow at RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
All right, Nikki, I've got the perfect thing for you. Another job opportunity, even though you're not leaving Radio U.
Not leaving Radio
actually,
U.
This one you could still do on the side.
Okay, what do you got?
You could get paid to watch TikTok.
Those always seem sketchy, though.
It does seem like a scam, but this is a company that's done this once before. It was very successful, and so now they're bringing it back, and it's an opportunity for you to get paid. Listen to this. $100 an hour.
Wow. How many hours do you get?
You have to do 10 hours.
10 hours?
But in 10 hours of TikTok watching, how long would that take you? 10 hours.
Yeah.
Like, you would just...
I could put that in. I work hard.
It's a company called Ubiquitous. And like I said, they did this once before where they say they accepted over 50,000 applications the first time around. And that was for just one spot as a TikTok watcher. This time around, they are looking for 3 lucky folks
to get the job
that will get the job of watching 10 hours of TikTok. You get paid $1,000 to do it. So $100 an hour. And what you need to do is, besides just watching TikTok, you need to kind of give. They're basically looking for ideas of how because they're an influencer marketing company.
Oh, to kind of what because you're scrolling through the For You page.
Yeah.
So they just want to know what you end up liking from it. So then they can know what they should be marketing with their clients.
Yeah. So, I mean, it sounds so simple, doesn't it?
So you fill out a simple document of the reoccurring trends that you spot. That's not hard because my For You page gets in a trend where you'll see like the same one over and over.
Yeah,
again.
that's what I was going to say. You watch 10 hours and, I got one trend for you.
Even though I don't mind the trend of the talking dogs who have the voice, because I love that one, and that's my whole For You page.
Why do they? Never mind. We've already covered that.
No, what's your question?
No, I was just saying typically whenever I see talking dogs, they always make the dogs sound so dumb.
Yeah, it's great.
And I don't like that.
Why? You think they sound intelligent?
Yeah, I think some dogs are smart. I think they're really quite wise creatures, and I think they should be treated with a little more respect than people making them out to be some kind of fool.
Well, the one that I like to watch, he unfortunately had a problem where he chewed his tail off, so I don't know if that fights with your argument.
I'm sure he had a good reason, though.
He had a good reason.
Yeah, he probably had some kind of reason why he had to do that.
He did. So if you are chosen, you can help them show emerging trends by filling out, like I said, a document on anything that you spot, and you can be one of the 3 to get the $1,000.
And don't you love this, too? To apply, you just go ahead and fill out an application form, and all you need to do, like you might expect this is going to involve a lot of writing, 50 to 100 words.
That's it?
That's nothing.
We can do that?
That is nothing. That's literally in radio. I know that's less than 60 seconds of talking.
Well, why do you bother? Well, that makes me almost like don't bother trying to get the job because they're just picking 3
it's random
people.
3 people.
Yeah, it's like a lottery.
But what if you get picked?
You won't.
Why don't you go buy some lottery tickets down the street too?
What's gonna hurt? Yeah, but what's this gonna hurt?
Yeah, go get some scratch offs, brother.
Maybe it's your lucky day.
Yeah, I mean it's worth a shot. You're gonna watch 10 hours of TikTok anyways.
Might as well get paid.
Might as well get paid.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
You ever think about how almost every relationship has pet names? You know, every couple You've got like, honey, sweetie, whatever, but those are generic ones. So many couples have like specific ones, and are they not all embarrassing?
For pet names?
Yeah.
Normally, because it's so personal between you and your special little bunny that I think that tends to be more embarrassing when it gets found out.
You guys ever have, obviously they're all embarrassing, but you ever have one that like you just hate?
If someone's given me?
Yeah, the other person giving you and you just...
And do you say anything or you just let it go? Because it obviously means more to the other person to call you that.
Or do you
question.
think, like I think especially guys do this, they might use that pet name just to irritate their lady?
You would do that?
Yeah, I think I would.
Seems like you might. Seems like you do.
That's the least of the things I do to irritate
Is
my
there
wife.
a pet name you want to unveil? Or?
You know what? Actually, she likes it. It's and I don't know how this came about, but her pet name is Bugabug.
Bugabug?
Yeah.
Not Bugaboo or
What?
No.
Bugabug?
I want to
know.
hear you say that in a sentence. Bugabug?
Bye,
Yeah.
Bugabug. Love
Like, that's
you.
so
Happy
long.
birthday.
Usually it's like a cute little thing, like a little
Like
quick
what?
thing.
Like go for it.
Like
What-
babe, like honey, like cutie.
Wait, those are generic.
Yeah, but you're saying like, hey there, Bugabug, little boogie boog. Like
Yeah,
what?
that's
I want to hear you
it
say
is
it.
embarrassing.
Does she have one for you?
No, she knows.
She calls
better
him
than that.
Smokey Pie or something real long like that. She has to have one for you.
Well,
Goodbye.
what is yours then? Like what is?
What are you talking about, Hudson? No women care about me.
No, not now.
Oh,
but
no, now.
You
In
never
the
had
past,
a bad one.
in my life, I've always asked for nicknames.
Yeah.
And
You
I
asked
never
for
get
it.
one.
Now, wait. Now, romantic stuff aside, like sometimes like relatives will give you a nickname. Like your mom will have one when you were a kid. Did you
Yeah.
ever get one that was a cute nickname then?
Not really.
What is
It's
it
hard
about
for
you?
Isaiah. Like, it's a hard name to have like a cute little
Yeah, but-
nickname of.
But that's pet names don't often
about-
have.
I know, but like no women in my life have ever really given me a good nickname.
None have been
How about,
that
Isn't
attached
that
to you, huh?
Isaiah Boo.
Isaiah, I know. I had.
Izzy
you
boy.
want to know some of the recent things I've been called recently?
Yeah, let's
The
hear
other
it.
day I got called Turkey.
No.
Turkey.
Yeah, that was
By who?
By this girl who was trying to give me a nickname, and she called me Turkey.
Oh, that feels
She
wrong.
thought
that doesn't
was
seem
cute.
like.
Were
Doesn't seem
you-
like a pet name, does it?
No.
Were you gobbling?
And then
or?
you know what's weird is a girl prior used to call me Chicken.
No.
And that also doesn't feel like a name, like a cute pet
No.
name.
Are you trying to meet people on that farmer's app?
Yeah, the farmers only. Yet again, that's where I found myself. No, they were both normal girls.
There's something about you that just gives off foul
Poultry.
vibes.
I guess
poultry
so.
vibes.
Poultry vibes. Yeah, I got called turkey about 2 days ago. I got called chicken a couple months ago. Many a times.
From
These are both
people
odd names.
that were liking you, or is
Yeah,
that a
yeah.
mean-
No, girls that I was hanging out with.
Because
Yeah.
that could be like mean slang.
No, it was. They were trying to be
Were
nice.
they,
I think.
Were they like awkward outside of that, or?
No, they were normal. I got a text a couple mornings ago. Good morning, turkey. I was like, that seems like a
Just
weird one.
Trying something different.
I guess you just mixing it up.
Listen, if you're with someone, you got to feel it out, though. You just got. It might take a few fails till you find your pet
You know,
name for somebody.
it's wild that we're really ragging on this whole turkey thing when somebody in this room is referred to as a bunny.
No, mine is Bun Bun, and
That
it's
is the
not.
same
Is that
thing.
based off of Bunny?
It is.
That's off of Honey Bun.
It is Honey Bun, and or just Bunny in general. And it's my phone is set to say Bun Bun for some reason. So like if you log into Bluetooth,
I
or
love that.
something like I think we
Yeah.
even logged in when we were doing a Switch thing
Yeah,
once.
your Nintendo Switch is
Oh
when
my
the
gosh.
secret was out.
Bun Bun's phone.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it.
I'm just like, I have to change that. Because again, pet names are fine when it's between you two, but not if everybody else sees it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I would not call my wife Bugabug in front of people.
I think that's the best part, though.
That'd be ridiculous.
Is when you're just slinging it around in public and really embarrassing them.
The worst one I got that I hated was Hairy Bear.
Oh,
Harry Bear.
Yeah.
I knew somebody was calling you Harry. I knew that was it.
That's so
It's
bad.
the worst, right?
Harry Bear. I like that.
And that's why that relationship didn't last.
That is wrong.
Crystal says she calls her kids Turkey.
Turkey.
So you're not alone.
There we go. I
You're
guess that's.
just like one of Crystal's children.
I want to hear some people text in their weird pet names. I know people have weird ones. I want them to text them in, but they probably won't even be able
They're
to.
too embarrassed.
They won't be
right?
able to garner the courage to text in what they're called.
Listen, we're happy to share in your pet name, and then maybe one will work for Isaiah in the future.
I could use one.
8772 Radio U.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
People have been texting in their pet names for each other, and I guess not a single one that I've seen not embarrassing when you hear it outside of
the context of the relationship.
It's not you. Justin says he's called his wife Punk since they started dating.
See, I have asked,
and they've been married for 8 years.
I haven't heard his response back, but I asked, does she like that name as a punk nickname? I'm not sure.
She doesn't hate it enough to not be with him. So
did you see Mark's?
Mark says that we should call Isaiah Squab.
I hate that.
Which I had to look up. That just sounds horrible. A squab is it's a meat. It's an immature domestic pigeon.
A young pigeon?
Which sounds, that's
Perfect.
accurate, yeah.
That does sound like something someone would call me.
Because Isaiah said that someone called him turkey and then chicken, and so like he has this weird poultry nickname thing going on.
So we're calling me Squab?
Squab fits perfectly.
I don't know if I like Squab.
You're an immature domestic pigeon.
I don't know if I like pigeon. I think I like turkey better than that, to be honest. And chicken. I would rather be called chicken or turkey than Squab.
No,
Well,
sorry. It's
Squab
sticking.
just sounds offensive.
It's sticking now. It does sound like it. There's also probably some other meaning on Urban Dictionary we don't know
yeah,
about.
Squab.
We're going to risk it because I think it's so perfect.
It's worth it.
I love Zach's. He gets called Fuzzbend, which is a fuzzy husband because he has a beard.
Yeah.
I love that one. That's a cute nickname.
You're going to start calling Eric Fuzzbend?
His beard's
My little
beyond.
Fuzzbend.
I don't know. I don't want to take someone's nickname, but it is pretty cute.
Jason says his pet name from his wife is Honey Pickle, and he calls her Honey Bunny.
Aw,
He goes
Honey
by-
Bunny's a good
Honey
one.
Bunny's cute. How
That
did you
one's
get
good.
stuck with Honey Pickle?
Well, it just works, I guess, with their relationship.
That's just Jason. He's just a honey pickle.
He is one honey pickle.
All right. Well, what we've learned from this is that Isaiah is now going to be called Squab from
No,
this
I
show
hate
forward.
that.
Oh, I
hate
like D.
Squab.
She calls her husband Amour.
Aw,
May
more.
amor.
How French. I love
Lovely.
it. Still embarrassing.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
We're playing a little game of best or worst where you text in the best or worst, or both, barbecue you've ever had. So what are people saying in the text?
We got a lot of just names of places we should be trying, so just regional things.
Let's hear it.
So everybody has some good options for the pit barbecue. Someone was mentioning that. Jason said his worst brisket, though, that he ever did was a charcoal one on the outside, and it was super dry on the inside. And I told him it's an art to make
It is.
proper barbecue.
It takes a lot of practice.
Yeah, it's very much an art.
And even after you think you get it right, sometimes there's different variables involved. So, like, you might think you have it nailed down, and then that next brisket or that next pork shoulder doesn't go the way you planned.
Yeah, and so someone else was mentioning Lambert's in Austin, if you're in that area.
Okay.
Ray Ray's for Radio U Columbus. A lot of people mention them.
That's a hot spot in Columbus.
That's a classic.
I'll tell you the best barbecue I ever had. It's burned in my mind. If you're
Is
ever
it burnt in? No.
Yeah. If you're ever driving I-95 and you're just south of Savannah in Georgia, there's a place called the Smokin' Pig.
The Smokin' Pig?
Smokin' Pig, it's attached to a gas station.
Nice.
And everything is served on styrofoam plates, as it should be when it's barbecue. Screw the environment. And man,
Whoa!
I remember that being real good.
It's just barbecue, all right?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeesh.
And so that was real great. Also in Maryland, there's a place I used to love going to called Hempen Hill. They knew what they were doing. Now, Worst Barbecue is a national chain. I'm not going to say what it was.
What,
But
can you
it-
alternate the name?
It
or?
does rhyme with icky. And
Is it me?
Icky.
Nikki's Barbecue. But it
Oh, you're talking about, got it. I'm with it.
and it
I haven't gotten it. I don't
It's
know.
Dickies, Nikki. It's Dickies.
Thank you so much.
and their location near me in Maryland when I was growing up, it closed after like a very short period of
Oh,
time.
was it awful?
They say that it was just not meeting standards. And by that, I think they mean the standards of not having rats in it and stuff
Health
like
codes,
that.
yeah.
It was not, and it just plain wasn't good. Forget about it. I can put up with a rodent infestation if the barbecue's good,
Sure.
but it wasn't.
Well, you have to, sometimes people are so passionate about a place and it's disappointing when you go and it's not up to what you thought it would be. But barbecue can be that way sometimes.
That's right.
Brianna says go to Mission Barbecue. They have different locations.
Okay.
That sounds good.
I've got a couple different ones.
Yeah.
When I lived in Indianapolis, Indiana, there's a place called Big Hoffa's.
Whoa.
And it's like there's two places that I went, but like the top two places in Indy for barbecue. One of them's called Big Hoffa's. They have like a sandwich there that has mac and cheese on it, has fries on it, and like their special sauce, along with like the pulled pork or whatever, brisket, whatever you want on there. Fire, so good. And then the other place is a place that's it's like been reviewed nationally and stuff. It's called Squealers. Squealers. That's on the north side of Indy, and that one has fried ribs as one of the starters and some of their sandwich and stuff. Very, very good. And then the other one, no longer open, but it was like where my hometown was, and that was called Route 62 Barbecue.
I just love the names.
And that one was fire.
Those are the best.
I know there's some real barbecue heads that are probably angry at you right now.
Oh, you think so?
If you're talking fried ribs and putting mac and cheese, if you're a real barbecue head, you're thinking
it's not about those other fancy things.
Real good meat doesn't need a single thing on.
You've made it all the way to the end of the Worst of the Riot. This show only exists because of support from listeners like you. Find out more and help out at radiou.com/donate.